Hey guys, this is Darren Benson again from Performance Motorcoaches out of Texas. We are here today, Sunday morning, beautiful day in Middlebury, Indiana at the Showhauler factory. We're going to do a little showcase of a coach. This coach is a sold coach. It started as a stock coach and a customer came up a few months ago, purchased it. We made a few minor modifications for him and hopefully it's going to go home on Tuesday. But got up here earlier this week to kind of check everything out, go through it, just kind of do a final inspection. They'll go over to Freightliner in the morning, get a few air leaks fixed, and get a recall performed. But happy to be here. It's super humid. See the curly, crazy hair. But glad you guys have tuned into the video. It's always fun to do these videos. It's always fun to kind of do them in different locations as well, and kind of share about all the motorhomes that we bring to you guys. Fortunately, unfortunately, most of them are sold. And this is kind of, you'll see that all the way across the board in the RV industry. There's heavy demand right now, and we're happy to partner with Showhauler on a lot of these coaches. This particular floor plan right here is kind of one of my go-to floor plans. So basically, opposing seating, opposing slides, televator, bath and a half configuration, 45 foot. So basically, that same type idea works really well in the diesel pushers being, a bath and a half, and it's a pretty desirable couples coach. We can do things to kind of change things up to make it more family oriented, such as doing a bunk over, doing pull out couches instead of theater seats. So there's a lot of different things to potentially do on down the line. If you're thinking about, well, I like this, but I want to accommodate two kids, but I don't want to do bunk beds. But pretty common floor plan that we do. So we'll just go ahead and start with the chassis itself. So this is what we call the new body style Cascadia. It's not new to Freightliner, but it's new to us. It's basically been around for right about a year, and it's a redesigned chassis, same base cab, different interior, different door skins, different hood, fenders, and everything like that. So luckily we were able to use the fiberglass cap from the older era Cascadias on the new body style. Didn't have to make any real modifications, but it just kind of classes up the truck a little bit. My opinion, the best truck out on the market. I don't get paid by Freightliner. I don't get t-shirts, caps, no paid endorsement, but I really feel like this is the best truck out there. And coupled with that aero cap, I just think it's really sleek looking, really good looking, and that's would be my particular preference. And I kind of build things with the customer in mind on trying to build the best coach. So new Cascadia. This is the 126, so a little bit longer hood. The engine is the DD16, so 15.6 liters, and this mated to the DT12, which is the Detroit transmission 12-speed. This particular truck does have a portion of the Detroit Assurance, which is adaptive cruise, lane departure warning, and crash mitigation. It does not have, and you'll see some other videos will look a little module right here that is it's called On Guard, and it is a blind spot monitoring. And I can tell you from experience, by the time I hit the road a little ways down, I was turned off because it picks up every tree, every single mailbox, dogs. See there are little dogs out there. Our dogs are chilling out there by the fire hydrant. But so I would generally turn that off. So the nice thing, I can option that on these chassis here with Showhauler. Pretty much none of them will have that On Guard. So you'll be happy that it doesn't have it. So anyway, we'll go back to that. So Freightliner Daimler owns Detroit, and so it's one integrated product. I just feel like it's the best thing out there on the market until I see something else. I know, PACCAR builds some of their motors, but you'll have a different transmission. So this is basically kind of seamless, all one company building everything front to back. So we'll cruise down. This particular, I had a different paint job in mind for this. This customer picked this out, kind of the drop of a hat. Probably one of the quickest paint decision, but it turned out awesome. It's a very clean look. Has some of your darker surfaces up top, which customers in Indianapolis, so it's not incredibly hot, but it's really just a really good looking coach, really good looking paint job. Some of the white down low, so it'll always seem a little bit cleaner down lower, being those lighter colors. It is equipped with the Girard rooftop awnings, so those are dual awnings. The reason why I pick a dual awning over a single awning is if the wind kind of whips through, I kind of feel like it might push one awning up and pull the other one down, as opposed to taking one big giant 33 foot sail and laying over the top of the coach. Additionally, if you need to replace one of those, much easier to get your hand on that, much easier to ship a 20-foot item than a 30-plus foot item. So that's the reason why you'll kind of see that. There are pitched awning. I'll roll them out here in a minute after we kind of run down the side of the coach, kind of get through everything. So it is optioned with the side swing baggage doors. They are fully locking as well. So there's a key fob and a keypad to be able to lock all those guys in addition to locking the entry door itself. The Cascadia does come with its own keyless entry. There's a separate fob for that. So essentially when I leave the vehicle, I'll take 2 fobs and then 1 ignition key. So that way if fobs don't work, I can still get in the cab itself. And I highly recommend that. Outdoor TV here. So 43-inch Samsung outdoor TV. There's a Polk audio sound bar right there. Essentially that will Bluetooth and that will serve as a little bit extra speakers for your outdoor TV here. There's a small little USB plug right here. We've gone from 110 USBs down to these just because most people are plugging their phone in. Really don't need to plug anything else in, but you can always option additional plugs here and there. Got to keep on cruising down. They have plenty of security lights on the outside. Will come standard with the porch light, LED porch light, but we generally option a few security lights down the side of the coach. Kind of makes it a little bit nicer at night. Pretty good storage down this side of the coach, and you'll see kind of the difference in show haulers is you can do more grays and blacks than some of the other coaches out there in the market. So traditionally, the Aqua Hot on this floor plan right here, not Aqua Hot, Oasis heater will land on this side of the coach. This is a 50,000 BTU heater. We could go into its own video talking solely about that, but it is the ITR heater, not the other. I won't even say the other name so that way I won't confuse myself, but kind of in my opinion, the best unit out of the market, best customer service. Really those Randy and the guys up at ITR, they answer the phone every time. They've got great solutions, and we've always been really happy with their products. So kind of get these things closed up as we come around. Does have a little side guide light there. You can activate that side guide light on the dash. So if you got in a camping spot, I got a little bit tighter spot, needed to be able to activate that. Or I like to do it whenever the guy hangs out. If you're driving 70, 75 and he won't get out of the way, I go ahead and turn that light on to let him know that I'm thinking about him. They generally get out of your way. So come around the back side of the coach. One thing that I really like about the show haulers is you can put a ladder. You can option a ladder from the factory. Another manufacturer we deal with, not an option. In fact, if you do put the ladder on the back, they will void the structural warranty. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's nice to be able to have a really stout ladder. Me personally, I wouldn't be scared to strap a bike rack to it. I know this is just screwed into fiberglass, but the fact that it'll support a 250 pounds, I feel like a set of bikes wouldn't be a big deal at all. We took the hitch off. We're going to weld a 2-inch receiver down below the 2 5/16 ball assembly here. That's still getting finished up right now, but they will all come equipped with a 40,000-pound hitch on the back, and whatever configuration generally it's a 30,000-pound ball assembly, but you can go up to a mini fifth wheel that go up to 40,000 pounds. So plenty of towing capacity. The nice thing about this, you can do different types of lifts on the back side of these coaches. You won't stress them out by any means. So 50-amp buddy plug right there. If you had a trailer, or if you were camping with a friend that had a bumper pull, you could take and plug in there. Come around this side. So this is your main wet bay right here to be able to add water. There's a little port right here to be able to wash the dog off. It is cold only. We can option this with cold and hot in this particular area right here, and we can do additional showers in other areas as well. But nice clean area right here. We didn't do any kind of macerator, but it's easy to add macerator pumps to any of these coaches after the fact, whether you're at a dealership or whether you want to bring it back to show hauler for service. In fact, this customer is going to come back. He'll add a cord reel, outdoor cooler, a few different things, but pretty easy to add all that stuff after the fact. We just couldn't get that stuff before production. They've been so incredibly swamped here. So come down here is another waste tank right here. So you got a gray and a black rearwards of the axle. So 272 gallon rearwards of the axle, and then this will basically serve as your galley right here. So this is actually a combination gray and black. The front toilet will dump in there. The rear toilet is just a regular flushing toilet, so it had to land on right on top of that macerator toilet up front, and it will dump into this tank. But we could have optioned that and run that macerator to the back black as well. You'll see here 12.5 Onan. It is an option. I pretty much option all coaches with the largest generator possible. It's a pretty small price to pay, to have all that extra power to be able to run anything inside the coach. I don't have to worry about anything, and I love the placement of the generator. It's far away from your axles. Run them down the road, not a problem. Most people have more issues by not running their generator than running their generator. So I highly recommend trying to put some hours in these guys, exercise them as much as possible to eliminate potential problems. So we go in here, inverter inside there, everything. In fact, I'm going to close this so you kind of get a close-up in there. And what I like is everything 12-volt rated is in this bay that's down below the floor. And there is a battery switch back in there to be able to turn the inverter off. So this is one of the few coaches you can technically completely shut down. You've got a disconnect for your interior, got a disconnect for your inverter, and a chassis disconnect. So it makes it handy if you're storing this guy in an area where you don't have any electrical whatsoever. This, we didn't do anything wild and crazy with the batteries. They're can always be upgraded at any point in time. These are just some 6-volt golf cart batteries. The reason why I kind of like optioning these batteries from the factory is we've had some issues at times with AGMs getting run down a few times during the manufacturing process and getting dead batteries. So I feel if you want to change them out to AGMs, put brand new AGMs, the day you own them, you know exactly that you're the only one that's ever potentially run those batteries down. So pretty easy to change those out. Also, you can change them out to any kind of lithiums. We'd have to do a few things to configure the lithiums, but it is an option. Back in there, you catch this, there's a quick disconnect to be able to air tires up right back there. Chassis batteries up on top, house batteries down below. Single 120-gallon fuel tank right here. Pretty easy to fill. You don't have to fill on both sides. 13-gallon def tank. These chassis will generally get about, the way I drive, about 7.5 to 8 miles a gallon. We get some customers. We got a customer that's California today, and he got said he was getting northwards of 10 miles a gallon. So pretty impressive. I think he was probably not driving on the floor quite like I do. We got some lawn mowers here, so we'll try to get inside as quickly as possible to eliminate the sound, but really easy entry into the cab. Nice. Everything really easy to get to. Nice factory seat. Makes it great to sit in. Went ahead and put the molded floor liners in there as well. Come up front, you'll see this is part of the adaptive cruise and crash mitigation. There's another module that's right inside there. Oddly enough, the lawnmower is way down, but they're so windy. It's so windy here. We always complain about the wind back home. We never thought we'd complain about a little bit of wind here. But let's go ahead and step inside real quick. So all heated tile floors throughout the coach. Basically, I will come in and show you how much room there is with the slides inward. This is a little bit tighter, and the reason why it's a little bit tighter is this is a real deal couch. Some of the other models you see out there's a couch over here. The couch is good for sitting. I guess it'd be great for your guests you didn't want to stay too long, because it's an incredibly uncomfortable couch. This is a nice couch, all Villa furniture. It is like a little tight, but you can get through here. You could option this with just a standard jackknife couch, but this is a fold-out couch, so a little bit more depth to it right here. You could technically option this without the televator, but if you want the televator and then want to be able to have a full fold-out couch, this is what you're going to have to live with. But it can be changed at any point in time on down the road. So decent room to be able to get back and forth, and then I will turn back around and see if we can get all this accomplished. Be able to get to your refrigerator, no problem there, getting to your refrigerator. Be able to use, you know, I mean, technically, you just keep on backing up, you know, so you can get to pull out trash can. You can utilize basically most of the coach driving up and down the road, get to your pantry, get to your half bath here, be able to operate everything here on your main screen, pretty easy to get to, and then plenty of room inside this bathroom as well. And if you needed to, you can do a little laundry driving up and down the road itself, so not a problem there. And if you need to lay down in the bed, you could. It's just you don't have full access to the back there with everything closed up. But we're going to go ahead and open up everything. We're going to fire up the generator, get some air conditioner going, kind of cool down this humid environment. Give us just 1 second. Okay, guys, we are back. We opened up all the windows and got all the slides out, so kind of see how much room you have here. Got plenty of room between here and there. Nice to be able to have people over, have some conversation. If you did have some guests, plenty of room here. Kind of like I stated earlier, this is a full pull-out couch instead of just a jackknife, so it will basically take and pull all the way outwards and lay completely flat. All this stuff has to come off. Won't even bore you with that right now, but basically that's what happens here, is it will fold all the way out. These are theater seats over here on the other side, and they are electric. Nothing wild and crazy in the form of vibrating or heat or anything like that, but I feel like it is an upgraded furniture, being the Villa furniture, which would be like on your higher end diesel pushers. You typically won't see any truck conversions with the Villa furniture. Nice little area to be able to put some remotes and such, and then there are some USB chargers on either side, and at times we've had some of these with some USB chargers back inside there, so just kind of a matter of you see kind of different things at different times. Throughout the coach, this does have the Firefly system, so you'll have various remotes to be able to control basically all your lights. You can control your generator from several different locations, maybe your exterior lights, and then also the awnings will have a Girard controller, have a outdoor wireless controller, and then you can open them and close them off the Firefly as well. So you kind of get a good idea of why I like this particular setup right here as far as the aero cap. Really easy to get in and out of the cab here, to be able to plop down, not have to duck down. So a huge amount of room here. Nice layout right here. One-piece windshield, so kind of gives you a lot more visible space inside here without having the the large $3,000 and $4,000 windshields, but at the same time be able to give you a lot more comfort, safety, and security having the engine out in front of you instead of just having glass, fiberglass, and plastic out in front of you. So much safer, and of course this with the adaptive cruise and the crash mitigation, just a fully integrated product that does have, you can catch this, does have a driver's airbag there, not a passenger airbag, but you have to be in a pretty severe crash to really need that airbag there. But nice layout here. Does have the Garmin combination GPS, backup camera, satellite radio, and Bluetooth capability there. Nice layout of the gauges as well, and then it does have 3 cup holders here. So take a crank around here. This TV does pull out. In fact, I'll just do that real quick. So if you did have some company over and didn't want to have the televator up right there, you can just utilize that TV. You can take and angle that, for any kind of configuration there. It does pop back into place there, so it won't rattle too much driving down the road. If you'll notice, Showhauler still uses the old school thermostats and also the slide switches. So kind of the idea, I get lots of people say, what's different about Showhauler? Well, I mean, number one, the construction of the units, but number two, you'll see things like this, and from a service standpoint, things like this have a lot less likelihood to break. So just keeps things much simpler rather than bringing everything into one system, and then if that one system fails, you can't get your slide outs in, you can't use them to get them out, you can't run your air conditioners and such. So nice setup right here. Pretty good room inside the galley here. So it does have the pull-out trash can. All the drawers themselves are all dovetail construction, and they're all soft close as well. A single basin sink. In fact, this is the only configuration you can do in this because of the design of the slide out. So I get some people say, I have to have this with dual basin. It can't be done. So basically this cabinet right here, you'll see some other manufacturers run the same type floor plan. I like the openness of this. Most of the other manufacturers will take and do a solid cabinet right here with electrical down below and up top and a pantry in the middle. I like the openness of this. It just kind of opens up the inside of the coach. To me, it makes a pretty big difference. Great spot to be able to put your coffee maker right there as well and plug it in. So decent sized pantry right here. We didn't option any kind of pull outs here. Pull-outs do take up a fair amount of room, and so just kind of preference. This customer's actually going to come back and do some pull-out drawers, I believe, in just the lower portion. Has the stacked washer dryer. This is just a 110 heat element in that, but it is vented out, so it'll do a decent job. Just not if you're in Florida in August trying to dry 3 pairs of heavy blue jeans. 18 cubic foot Samsung right back there. This is kind of a little bit more control center right here. So this is your Firefly to do like all your electrical and all your lights inside there as well. They still do the conventional floor, the heated tile floors on the controller right here. The nice thing about these are Bluetooth. You actually set the temperature versus whenever they were integrated to the Firefly elsewhere, they actually have just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 controls, which kind of gets a little annoying. Me personally, I would set it up on a timer. So at 6:30 in the morning, they come on, they get warm, but not blast you out of the coach later on at 80 plus degrees. So just kind of like that setup a little bit better. Saw a decent amount of room right inside this bathroom right here. Plenty of room to get in here, not be hitting anything with your shoulders. There is an independent control for the hydronic heat here to keep this thing from boiling. Lots of storage right here. You'll see we option without any of the towel bars attached in case you want them at a different location, but still pretty good space all the way through the bathroom here. This kind of makes it, I don't know if I can get this open, pretty unique. So, Showhauler works with a lot of toe kicks, and so everything is very, very serviceable to be able to run different. If you had like a water line that might have an issue, all the water lines and drain lines are above the floor, be able to get to any of those things, but everything will have chases and have toe kicks that are very, very accessible. Come back here, the master bedroom. This is a 72-inch wide bed right here, so good sized bed, 80 inches long, so about the largest bed you'll find in an RV. Does have a ceiling fan right over here, just a simple 12-volt ceiling fan, nothing too fancy. And it does have a controller above. Rather than doing independent controllers on each side, basically reach right over your head, be able to turn your lights on and off, master lights, control panel lights, and then also your generator right there, all from below that cabinet there. So nice layout right here. Does have a separate thermostat for the master area right here instead of having integrated all into the Firefly. It kind of makes it nice. If you want to adjust that at night, you can do that. And then you can always upgrade these to a Bluetooth thermostat as well. Option it with a 43-inch smart TV here. So basically, window down below. We get some people that kind of have different ideas. Some people like the window at the head of the bed. Some people like the windows on the side. I like to be able to see out, but I would prefer not to have the window at the head of the bed. Gets a little cold at times, gets a little warm at times, so it makes it pretty nice to be able to see out of both sides of the window, but be able to see out at the foot of the bed right here. All quartz countertops all the way through and through. And like I said, it does have heated tile floors. But a ton of storage here. You do give up a little bit of storage, being this is only a 35-foot box on a 10-foot truck, so it's 45 foot. So I try to utilize as much space as possible. The water tanks, 2 75-gallon freshwater tanks below the bed, and pretty much all the way across the board as far as these trucks, that's what you'll see. Decent sized vanity right here. Nice layout with some pretty good storage here. Be able to, like you take and roll some towels up and be able to put towels rolled up as opposed to, stacked up there. But pretty good room here and there. And even here, it actually goes back around, and then this same deal. You open this up, and it will go back around, so there's a fair amount of space there. Tile shower here. Unlatch this guy and get in. We've done this tile shower a few times over, basically doing the same floor tile on the side walls and doing a contrasting wall right here. It's pretty good, you know, just kind of a little bit different than just doing, you know, just a regular solid surface. There are 2 shower insets right here, which makes it really nice. You know, if you're traveling with somebody that likes lots of different soaps, shampoos, conditioners, body washes, so accommodate whoever that might be. So nice setup right here, no skylight. There is a vent right there to be able to evacuate some of the hot air, you know, in what's humid environment. So generally whenever I shower, I always open that up to kind of pull that hot air out. But I don't like the skylights. Roll this back into place. Always make sure in any manufacturer when you close these you hear the snap, so very important. We got a few more things to do this afternoon, but always appreciate you guys checking out our videos. We always welcome people to meet us here at the factory. We're here quite a bit. We actually have a home now here in Elkhart County, so great for people to come out and visit the factory. You know, sometimes the factories get busy, but it is nice to be able to spend some time walking through the coaches, seeing different things. It's really difficult to go and order one of these things solely off of paper, so it makes it nice to be able to walk through, see different things, and you know, whenever you see them in the construction process, you kind of mentally take, you know, bits and pieces and be able to kind of cut and paste in your mind. So we always welcome people to come out. Anytime we have a coach that's coming offline and want to do a test drive, don't mind you guys coming out for a test drive. That's another thing that makes it pretty handy. A lot of people, it's a big commitment, and these coaches are, you know, now we're a year and a half, 2 years out, and so you're buying something that you've never driven. You don't know, you know, you don't see the exact same thing. So always feel free to contact us to come out and do a test drive if available. Even something back at the dealership back in Texas, if we have something in for service, we'll ask the people, hey, can we do a little test drive? I'll do the driving, but gives you guys a good idea to be able to come out, sit in it, to kind of see and have a little bit different feel. I tell you, you know, we get a lot of customers that will put these into one category, Super C, and I think these stand on their own category, being truck chassis. They drive, perform, and run completely different than what I would consider a Super C being on the M2 chassis. So night and day difference. The Cascadia does a phenomenal job. We're always happy whenever we get to drive one of these things back to Texas. They run and perform great. So lots of different information in this video. I know it kind of jumped around a little bit, but as I said, we appreciate you guys always coming out. You know, stay positive. Contact us if we can do anything for you. Keep on coming and checking us out. Like and subscribe. It definitely blossoms. We hear from people every single day as I saw your video, and I know that more times people click on the video, it basically kind of blossoms from there. So we really appreciate everything you guys do for us. You guys have attributed to our success, and we're really happy that you guys have been able to come along this journey with us. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thanks.